I got -2 as 1/9.
1/9.
And then 1/3, 1/2.
Third.
3, 9, and then 27.
Okay, wait. 1/3. What's the next one?
1/3, 1.
Oh, okay, good.
3, 9, and then 27 way up there somewhere. So, yeah. So again, it'll not cross 0.
So these things have things in common, correct? Let's make a list of things that are in common. First of all, it won't cross the x-axis, so y equals a to the x, whatever a happens to be. It's probably going to come in like this, correct?
Yeah.
What points are going to go through at this point?
It's always going to be 0, 1.
So it's going to be 0, 1. Always 0, 1. 100% guaranteed, 0, 1 for the base function. Why? Because anything to 0th power is?
1.
Thank you. And then the next point's a little tricky. It's always going to be 1, comma, whatever the base is. So I'd say I'm going to make this an A. Is that okay with you?
Sure.
And then after that, it goes up from there. We all agree that makes some sense. So your base function, you should be able to say it's asymptotic to the x-axis. We should be able to say it goes to the point 0, 1, it goes to the point 1, whatever the base happens to be. Are we okay with that? Now, family of functions, you know how to do that, right? Let's family of function this thing. Do the last problem on the bottom. Go. You should be able to do it without actually graphing every single stinking point and making a t-table. There's no problem back down there? I'm a little confused. There's a problem. We're doing problem number 3, yes. What would a t-chart, oh yeah, let's just, without a t-chart, sketch. Or sketch it. Oh, yes, man.
Okay, so you go 3 down.
Okay, so you're starting with 3 down. I usually say go from left to right. And first of all, what's a basic function look like? What is the basic graph of this thing?
Like that.
Right, it's going to be y equals 4 to the x, right? That's our basic graph.
Oh, yeah.
And then what are we going to do to it?
So flip it.
We're going to flip. Even though it's not, we technically call it reflecting. I don't care, so you don't have to.
Okay, and then go 1 to the left.
Opposite way you expect, right? So 1 left. And 3 down. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to start this thing off by vaguely sketching the very first part of this, which was, I'm kind of going to do this, something like this, but this is the point I care about. That's the point that's not the point I care about. It's 4, isn't it? I messed up. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Got those 2 points. Agreed. Hands not up for a reason, just kind of doing that. Okay, so this is my first function. Let's go. Flip.
Now it'll be like 1 and -4.
So it'll be 1. It'll be -1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, -4. And now we're stuck on this side of the axis. So we flipped across the axis. Then what?
So 1 to the left.
1 to the left. Let's move those points to the left 1.
So -1, -1. And then go 3 down.
So like this. Hold on. Now we're going to go 3 down, which means my asymptote's going to drop 3 as well. 1, 2, 3 down. This one's going to be down here.
So then -1 and -4.
So 1, 2, 3 down, you said? And 1, 1, 2, 3 down. All right, you're not going to be tested on that. What? Why don't we just do that? Because we're going to do logs. We're going to graph a log. Assume you haven't done that before. You've theoretically done this before. Probably really rusty. That's okay. Being real rusty is different than actually never seeing it before in your lives. Turning the page. Let's try number 1 on the back. And you're going to probably be stuck right at the very beginning. So try it, look at it, and when you get done trying the problem, put your pencil down. If you're simply putting your calculator to break a calculator graph it, I'm going to make fun of you. Stop. That's actually not learning. Okay, I do not see as many people stopped as I thought I was going to see. What is she doing? She's graphing it. She's graphing it wrong. What are you doing?
I don't know.
So we normally make a T-chart, but I see no T-chart. I see no. What are you doing?
I was putting my points, like just putting them inside right.
Okay.
Like I just put them.
How'd you get those points? Okay, so we're going to stop now.
No.
Sussman! How about this?
Yeah.
Are you just putting your calculator making an estimate?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
Okay.
Let's do something completely wrong. You ready for something completely wrong and evil?
Mm-hmm.
You ready? Can I swing the monkey across?
Oh yeah.
So this would be 2 to the y equals x, like this doesn't have to help me. Isn't this what we just graphed? Except what's happened here.
Oh, the X and Y.
X and Y are switched, so this is the inverse. Oh gosh, inverse already coming back to us. That's the inverse. If that's the inverse, it means I got to switch my X and Y on my T chart, right? Yeah. So I'm going to go back and look one. No, I'm not, because I can't. Oh, there, I can figure out how to do it. Okay, so it's going to be 1/4 negative 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Agreed? And then I'm going to go back one, and it's going to be negative 1/2, negative 1. So we're with me? He's now looking at the floor, so I assume that's a yes. 1, 0. 2, 1. 4, 2. Agreed? Just switch my X's and Y's. Is that okay, Sussman? Then I'm going to graph these at negative 2. At 1/4, I'm at negative 2. At 1/2, I'm at negative 1. At 1, I'm at 0. At 2, I'm at 1. At 4, I'm at 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm at 2. What does this graph look like? Mr. Bellotti, what's this graph going to look like?
It's going to look like the opposite of number 1.
Opposite in what way?
X and Y switch.
Right, but how does that make my graph look?
It looks opposite.
Can you explain using words describing the graph that's currently in front of us?
It's flipped.
Is it flipped? Really? It's flipped like 90 degrees, like rotated or something, right? If you think about it, what has to be happening here is as I go this way, we couldn't cross the x-axis before, now we can't cross the y-axis. So this graph looks like that. So far, so good? All right. So I believe the next graph actually is y equals log base 3 of x. You ready to do that? That what I asked you to do? Do it. Where's my graph paper? That's my graph paper. Graph paper. Oh, that's too big. Oh well, we'll deal with it. All right, Noble. What's the base function look like? In other words, what does the original function look like for this problem? Is that right? X plus 1. What's it look like? Okay, so there's a couple things we know. We know it's not supposed to cross the x-axis. Oh, wait back up. I'm not answering my own question. That's dumb. Y equals log base 4 of x is the basic function we're looking at, right? All right. So what can you tell me about that function?
It's flipped because of the negative.
Well, okay, hold on. Let's start with it. Let's just see if we can graph the log base 4 of x. I assume the family function stuff's going to be easy. Oh, no, you're right. You're right. Let's finish. So we're going to flip it.
Yeah.
And what else are we going to do?
And
Left
left one.
1. All right, we're going to do all those things.
Yeah.
All right. I'm now in the same place. Good. Okay, now how do I graph y equals log base 4 of x?
I meant the 4. No.
Ooh, so you tried to make a reverse table? Okay, so there's a couple things we know. This is what I want you to know. So get ready to memorize this, make circles, draw lines, highlight, whatever we're going to do here. Okay, sticky notes. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to notice that it always has trouble crossing this line initially, right? And we know it's going to, instead of going through the point 0, 1, it's going to go through the point 1, 0. And the second point is always going to be the base up 1. What's the base? 1, 2, 3, 4, up 1. So my basic function looks like this. Okay, so that's what we really need to get, because family functions we're pretty familiar with. We've done a bunch of those, right? So we can get the basic done. Now, what are the 2 points I expect you to be able to get? 0, 1. Sorry, I just lied. 1, 0. And whatever the base is, 1. Once you have those two, the rest is easy. You can't cross this axis until you start moving things around. Good? All right, next up, flip. How's this going to flip?
Over the y-axis. Wait. No.
Always X. Always X. Don't get too fancy here. You got me. But yeah, no, let's not do it. Okay, so this point stays the same place because it's on the x-axis. This point goes down here. Question, Donahue. You good, Donahue? Yeah. Okay. So now it's going to come down like this, go through that point, and that point there with me so far.
Yeah.
What else am I going to do?
Move it left 1.
Left 1. So now my final graph is going to be 1 over. So I'm not going to cross this axis anymore, right? I'm going to go like this. That point's here. That point's here. And so the only thing I want you to know is, what does a log function look like? Get those 2 points, 0, the 1, 0, and the base 1, and then be able to family function it, like we've always done before. Is that okay? That's, yeah, you just said okay. Asking questions out of order. Okay, so on assignment 914, I want you to cross out the whole front. We're not doing the whole front. Never going to do it. On the back, I'd like you to do a 1 through 6 tonight. Or right now. 1 through 6 tonight or right now. Whichever works. 22, yeah, sorry, 22 to 27, my bad. Yeah, you keep catching that. 22 through 27